and welcome to ASMR Reiki Reviews. I don't know if you can hear like the background, but like some motorcyclists really thought going fast in a side street was the thing to do on a Wednesday, because that's what we're reviewing, Wednesday. And I want this Reiki. It's going to involve like everything, all the good Reiki hand gestures, the plucking, the fluffing, the slapping, the snapping, that people love, because I really want this Reiki to be like the show, which is about owning your power. I reviewed that 90s show, and that 90s show was all about like owning your rebel. Like it's okay to be wild. And I think that Wednesday is about it's okay to be weird. And the difference lies in wild is about pushing the boundaries of others to define your space. And I think weird is about pushing your boundaries to define your space to you. It's them versus you. So let's get out that weird. Oh my God, am I getting text? I am. I'm popular. And let's start the Reiki. So I'm going to snap in honor of Wednesday, like, ding, ding. Just snap that aura. Snap the weird into it. I have to say that, like, I knew Wednesday was going to be a hit the minute I saw it. And I wrote the written review about how it's like surprisingly Nancy Drew. And you have this lead character who Jenna Ortega really took her time to make her a spirit and essence that is incredibly emotional and incredibly good and generous, but in a very unique and different way. Like she totally redefines goth and death and what it means to be fascinated by things that are socially deemed dark, but still be a morally good person that uses their heart and intelligence to help others, to save others, to build others. Like, it's like she's the stereotypical villain in aesthetics, in likes, but her essence, her soul, her spirit is 100% a good human being, the hero. And I think that's what people are fascinated by when it comes to Wednesday and Jenna Ortega's performance. She reflects to us, mirrors to us, how we all think we're villains, but we're really good guys. How even if we like crazy things, we want people to feel sane and feel peace. And I love that. I mean, it starts with Wednesday going to Nevermore Academy because she's been transferred and transferring like crazy because she absolutely defends herself and the ones that she loves. Let's go into some plucking, why not? And I think that lies her charm. You get the feeling immediately with Wednesday, you're not going to mess with her and not get messed back. And a lot of us let things slide. A lot of us don't speak up for ourselves. It's a trait we have to learn, whereas for her, it's absolutely natural. And that makes a really charming character by its very nature. And we meet her defending her brother, doing something so human and getting kind of punished for it by getting transferred into an academy that 100% fits her vibes. They're werewolves, they're, sirens, really powerful magical creatures, of which in meeting them automatically, Wednesday's psychic abilities are activated. And what I have to say about Jenna Ortega's performance is that it kind of elaborates Christina Ricci's. Christina Ricci was the child Wednesday. Like, I think the last film she was like 12, 13. We're meeting a 15, 16-year-old Wednesday. She's already a little more grown. We're observing her in her teenage years. So I think that's why they kind of, in a way, absolutely fit. And Christina Ricci's role is surprisingly meaty when you think of how many times, usually when you invite the old cast back, it's just like to say hi or they get like a minute role. She has a presence and it feels like she's passing the torch because she has her own separate, very full character. And in terms of like the people that Wednesday meets, I have to say that Gwendolyn Christie, we're going back to snaps. She is gorgeous. She's iconic. She is the moment. Like, she looks so good and she is just giving it. I mean, absolutely giving. And I really appreciated her character because I think she's an authority figure that tries to maintain rule and check Wednesday, but at the same time does try to help her and save her and understand her. And she's just this right balance of like, listen, kid, know your place, but I'm going to help you find it, and make sure you're comfortable in it. You're not the ruler, but you do have the right to your own autonomy. And I don't think we see adult figures like that often, where they're just like this just right balance of like, I'm your superior, but I don't think I'm the supreme of the universe, right? Or the supreme of your universe. And seeing her clash and unite with Wednesday was just really, really nice to watch. And I kind of hope that Angelica Houston is like hired to become like the new headmistress season 2. Petition, let's do it, change.com. I think that of all the characters, she was probably one of my favorites. I wasn't really too crazy about Morticia and Gomez. I think played by Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I thought they were good, but Angelica Houston and Raul Julia were like magnetic. They made those characters, whereas I didn't get it was like, you're there, but you're not there. There was a memorability to the old performances that I didn't feel they had. And it was not simply because they were secondary, because let me tell you, whoever played the teenage version of Morticia and Gomez, like, I want your spinoff. I'm completely ready to see them like in 90s high school, falling in love, going against the world, like fighting off that wolfsbane or whatever that poison was. I'm in. Let's get to the fluffing. I thought the flashbacks were one of my favorite parts because you got to see their love story, but there was also something like so brilliant about it. Like when somebody introduces a character or a storyline that you're like, this could be a series. That's what I felt with that. And Netflix, I'm putting it out into the universe. I'm fluffing your aura and putting that into the universe. Get me that spin-off. But I'm trying to remember all the characters because obviously Wednesday's roommate is like one of the biggest ones. And she was absolutely the most perfect yin to Wednesday's yang. I mean, they were just, I think what I admired about Tim Burton's creation and all the writers and directors of this series is that they really made full, present, memorable characters. Like even like everybody that joins becomes Wednesday's friend. They all have storylines and memorability and presence and likability. They feel like full human beings that we can all back. And I'm excited to see in season 2 they kind of unite and become this like weird, like Harry Potter version of Nancy Drew, like the detective series. Honestly, I think there's something here that just really clicks and really works and will enamor people. Because they're all weird, but they're cool and they own their coolness. And again, that's just something that most of us learn to do while they inherently do. And that makes this show so attractive. And I think Tim Burton has a total win, and I knew they would have a win because, people may doubt. And there were doubts about Wednesday because the 90s version was so good and so classic. And we have like a real problem of remaking things sometimes and just not, like, just let it be. We don't need a Harry Potter reboot. We don't need it. Maybe, follow his son, but like, why, like, there are some times when it's just like, leave it alone. I know we all want money, but there are a lot of good original things that could get invested in. But this really did work, and it feels original, and it feels separate, and it feels iconic, and it feels like everybody from cast to crew made sure that they created something that was absolutely full, not just different, but full. This is a full world with full characters, and you are going to feel really full watching it. So check out Wednesday. Check out deandrereviews@all.com for my written reviews. Check out all my interviews. Please check me out and follow me on TikTok at deandrereviews@all.com. Bye.